I think that many people can already tell that by the time that Disney does another entire slate reveal for what's coming for the next 3 years after what we already know, the MCU is going to go into many different places. One of these being sub-brands of the Avengers brand. So let's talk about Marvel's Kevin Feige teasing the Young Avengers in the MCU. Everywhere you look in the MCU, it seems like there's another potential person that's going to take on the mantle of another character or a young Avenger that's slowly being built up, from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier to what happened with WandaVision to upcoming projects like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness and countless other ones. They all seem to be hinting towards or confirming multiple new characters joining the MCU. Many of these just happen to be younger, that of course fall in line with what we've seen in the comics, which of course are the Young Avengers. In an interview with EW, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige talked about the possibility of it, and he said that when it comes to Phase 4 and going forward, they are, and I quote, introducing all sorts of new types of characters that could lead into something. As a comic fan, anything in the comics is always our inspiration and our guide point, end quote. And then he added that the idea of the Young Avengers formulating is, and I quote, they're part of the bigger universe, end quote. So, I mean, we know it's coming. Everybody can pretty much sense it. You can see it. We can see what they're doing. There's so many younger characters, or various ages really, just, under the age of, I guess, 30 joining the MCU is considered a young Avenger, that it doesn't make sense not to do it. And they're placing so many pieces on the chessboard that at one point, even somebody that's never played chess could look at the board and go, oh wow, that person, I see what they're doing. Yeah, that makes sense just by looking at that. They're probably going to win this. They're playing the chess game where they're positioning pieces to win in a couple of moves. And it just so happens that when you're looking at the board that the MCU has laid out in front of us, many moves are very apparent. Like, you can telegraph all of them. And also part of that is probably because the person on the other side has multiple times said, man, wouldn't it be great if my rook ended up taking your pawn and then your bishop? And then he does the exact thing. It's like, oh, okay, you told me what you were going to do. I just didn't believe it. And as Kevin Feige has said before, everything that they're doing right now is setting up the next stage of Marvel Studios and characters. Younger characters are the name of the game, because these characters got to come in here and hold the franchise and keep it going for another decade plus. Especially with the inclusion of the X-Men and such being a younger focused team and younger focused members. I mean, at this point, in a couple years, we're literally going to get to the point where majority of the heroes are now new, and they're in their 20s to 30s, and all the characters we've been following are either gone, dead, or retired.